I just recorded a 10-minute video and lost it, so I'm going to try to remember what I said. The next video I do, I'm going to go over some of the things that I do to help me be successful in the pre-op weight loss, like my food journal and stuff like that. I'm going to show it to you and tell you about it. I'm also going to tell you about the support from my husband and my family. But this video, I'm going to talk about my surgeon appointment that happened today. Well, first, last night, I went to the bariatric lifestyle class with my husband at Kaiser Richmond, and it was great. It was a good class. There wasn't too many people there, but it was nice because it was real interactive. It wasn't just a lecture or just us having to listen. It was, our concerns and our questions answered, and kind of like just going through things step by step, and all of us having a dialogue about it. So it was really nice. And last night when I weighed in, I was 300. So that's 20 pounds lost from my referral weight on May 17th. So 20 pounds in 2 months, pretty good. But not as good as I was hoping for, and a little different than my home scale. So anyways, that was great. And then today I had my surgeon appointment. My 14-year-old daughter went with me. First thing I did was weigh in, and of course, since my appointment was at 11:30, I didn't eat or drink before the appointment. And I wore lighter clothes and lighter shoes on purpose. But anyways, I weighed in at 293, so 7 pounds less than yesterday at 2 p.m. when I weighed in. So 27 pounds lost was pretty good, a lot better than 20. So anyways, we went into the appointment, and Dr. M, he was really nice. He told some funny stories about how he's Korean and his wife's Korean, and how together they make up one Korean because she speaks Korean and he doesn't, and he likes Korean food and she doesn't, and it was just pretty funny. So he talked to me a little bit, asked me why I want the surgery, which surgery I'm leaning toward, how much weight I've ever been able to lose on my own, and then he laid me on the table and he pushed around on my tummy. I got to leave my clothes on. He just kind of pulled up my shirt and said I was a great candidate for the surgery. There was no reason why he wouldn't be able to do it. He went over the risks with me, told me the risk for death, the risk for leaks, and some of the other complications that can happen, like blood clots. So that was all great. And then he asked if I had any questions, and I had written down a few questions. I asked if he uses a catheter for the bladder during the surgery. He said yes, he does, and he leaves it in after the surgery to the night of the surgery. So you have it in and you have it removed after surgery, so while you're awake and you know what's going on, which isn't that bad. I've had a couple and they're not that bad, but I like to know about it ahead of time. Then I asked him if he uses a drain after the surgery, and he said no. So that's nice. And then I asked him if he does a leak test during the surgery or if he does it after, and he said that he does it during the surgery. So you don't have to go later on and wait to drink anything until you have the leak test. He does it while you're still under anesthesia, and he makes sure everything's fine. And so you can pretty much drink as soon as you're ready to after surgery. And I asked him what else? Oh, what pain meds he sends home after surgery, and he said that he sends home liquid Lortab. There's a plane. He says he uses liquid Lortab, and that I told him that I can't tolerate Vicodin, which is what Lortab is, because it makes me itchy. So he said the only other thing he could do is Tylenol with codeine. He can't do Percocet because there's no liquid form of it. So that kind of sucks because, let's face it, Percocet's pretty awesome. And then the last thing I asked him was how far out he's booking the surgeries. He said if I had booked my surgery today, that it could have been for a month to a month and a half away from now. but of course he wanted me to lose 3 more pounds before he was willing to schedule a case manager appointment. And then that would be when my surgery date was set. And so I told him the reason I was asking is because I have to be back at work by October 5th because we have a new class of trainees starting in the beginning of October, and that if I couldn't be back to work by October 5th, then I'd have to wait until like 6 months after that. So right then and there, he just said, okay, well, let's make today's weight your goal weight, and you've reached goal, and just promise me that you'll lose 3 more pounds before the surgery, which is easy peasy for me. I lost 27 pounds in 2 months. I can lose 3 more pounds in a month or a month and a half or however long it takes to get my surgery. So tomorrow morning I'm going back down to Richmond to meet with a psychologist and possibly meet with a case manager. If the case manager is not available, just by circumstance, then I'm going to have to make an appointment to go back and meet with the case manager, and then that will be when I meet with that person when I get my surgery date. So pretty exciting. So after the appointment with him, I went down for an EKG. The lady who gave the EKG was really nice. She told my daughter and I that we smelled really good and asked us what perfume we were wearing, and we told her, and she kept asking so she wouldn't forget. And she told us we were beautiful and that we looked like each other. And she kept playing with, like when she was doing the EKG, she kept playing with my wedding ring. She kept twisting it around my finger and asking me like when I got it and was I the one that picked it out or my husband. And she was really nice. For the EKG, you have to take off your shirt and your bra, and then they put these electrodes all around like my left boob, and then on each arm and on each leg. And then after that I went for a blood test. I got my standing orders, which are B12 and then TSH, and then he ordered a hemoglobin and an H. pylori. So I had 4 vials of blood taken, and then that was pretty much it. It was real easy. I was in and out of there, even including the EKG and everything, like an hour and 15 minutes. Hardly any waiting. Really, the longest wait was in the lab for the blood work, but it wasn't more than 10 minutes. Everybody's super nice down there. So, like I said, tomorrow I have my psychologist, or the dog. Come here, Charlie. Come here. I was going to show you our puppy. Come here, Charlie. She won't let me get her. Charlie, come here. I have this little lab puppy. This is Charlie, and she was born on May 13th, so she's 2 months old, and she's a really, really mellow dog. She's a great little puppy, and she loves running around here with our other dog, Shay. But anyways, she'll get bigger as I get smaller, so there you go. So anyways, like I said, I'll talk about those other things in my next video. If you have any questions or comments for me, feel free to leave them on my page, and I'll do my best to answer them. And I'm happy for my 2 subscribers I have. It's pretty exciting for me. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.